You've read about it, you've heard about it. Poverty, drugs, crime, all of these have plagued the Hunts Point community in the Bronx for years. HBO even took its cameras there a few years ago to document all of the prostitution in that area. Now, one church in that area is working to turn things around. And as Charlene Israel tells us, it's having amazing results.
These are the images of Hunts Point: worn-out buildings, strip clubs, and girls walking the streets.
There's a generational history in Hunts Point, notoriously known for prostitution, crime, drugs, gangs. Even now, sex trafficking is such a huge issue here.
Reggie Stutzman is on a mission to paint a different picture of the Bronx neighborhood. He and his wife planted real-life church in the heart of Hunts Point.
I didn't want to come here. It wasn't my vision at all to come to Hunts Point. But as we started ministering here, to the prostitutes, to the pimps, the Lord directed our hearts, changed our hearts for His people. That's why we're here.
For the past 2 years, their church has tried a variety of ways to reach those people.
We want to preach the gospel, but we want to show the gospel. They've heard the gospel all their lives, but they haven't seen it.
This place needs Jesus more than ever before. And God's given us favor with all kinds of people reaching the community, but we want to think outside of the box.
That new way of thinking propelled this church of just 30 members to make a big difference in the community.
We're a new church, but in the last 2 years, we have a big Thanksgiving dinner. In the last 2 years, we fed over 1,200 people.
And each school year, the church distributes hundreds of backpacks and supplies for local students.
It's amazing how God continues to bless Real Life Church and to say He cares about this community.
They also hosted a free 3-day health outreach, reaching more than 400 people.
Free eye exams, free glasses, diabetes testing, and blood pressure testing.
Dr. Andy James of Vision for Christ heard about the work of the Bronx Church and wanted to help.
I believe that's what Jesus, called us to do. He wants us to go and help others, and really it's all about Him. We can help people see better, and we can help people feel better.
Those who attended were overwhelmed.
It touched my heart because my daughter, before she has the glasses and she was playing at school, her glasses broke. So when I went back to the eye doctor, they said, oh, you have to wait for 2 years or otherwise you pay. I'm a single mother, see, and it's not easy for me.
Needs like that are what motivates Stutzman and his church to blanket the area with acts of love and prayer. They are hopeful they will see the fruit of their labor.
This was handed over to us by our God. So I'm expecting to see big things happen.
Some of those answers are already taking shape.
Last night we had 2 of the worst drug dealers in Hunts Point come to the altar and get prayed for. I mean, where does that happen except when the church goes out of the building and comes out on the street?
Deputy Borough President Ariella Green applauded Stutzman and his team.
We are very supportive of the efforts that churches make in order to improve their communities. And this is a perfect example of that effort. We're in a local church, not a great cathedral, but just a little average church who said, we are going to do something different. We are going to help these people realize that God is very much on the scene.
Meanwhile, Pastor Stutzman and his church are committed to continue living out their motto of serving real people with real issues and pointing them to a real God. Charlene Israel, CBN News, Bronx, New York.
Fantastic. We appreciate Pastor Stutzman and the work he's doing, so congratulations at this Christmas to a small congregation that's doing a huge amount of good.
Yeah,
Terry.
that's awesome.